Bronx Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. So the original plan was to play a created franchise, play 162 games, every inning of every game on YouTube, no skipped innings, no simulated games, and I've done that. So now, since I've played the regular season, now it's time for the playoffs. The Bronx Knights have eked past the Minnesota Twins in the divisional round. They won in 6 games against the Tampa Bay Rays in the ALCS. So now it's time for the World Series, Bronx Knights versus the Colorado Rockies. This is Game 2 of the World Series, Knights versus Rockies. Let's jump into the schedule, shall we? Let's do this. First game won by the Bronx Knights. They're up 1-0 after winning Game 1 6-4. Game 2, Joey Pollard versus Cole Hamels at Yankee Stadium. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the home team at classic Yankee Stadium. Joey Pollard, 1-2 in the playoffs. This is the starting lineup. Let's rock and roll. The entire franchise from beginning to end was played on the difficulty setting of All-Star for hitting and pitching. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the PlayStation 4, the CPU run the bases. Those are my settings. Let's go. Let's do this. Welcome to Classic Yankee Stadium for Game 2 of the World Series. Knights lead 1-0 between the Colorado Rockies and the Bronx Knights. On the mound for the Knights, Joey Pollard. He's making his 4th playoff start. His record is 1-2. During the regular season, he was 20 wins and 4 losses. Was second in the All-Star, second in the Cy Young Award voting. Leading off for the Rockies is Mookie Betts, hitting a .184 with 2 runs batted in during the postseason. Comes first pitch of the game. Outside corner, strike 1.
First pitch, 7-0-7.
Circle change floats in there for strike 2. Count is quickly no balls on 2 strikes on Mookie. Misses inside with the fastball. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the knuckle curveball to stay alive. 61 degrees and clear skies here in this October matchup. Game 2 of the World Series at Classic Yankee Stadium. Tries to jam him on the inside part of the plate, fouls it back. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mookie Betts. Just misses off the plate. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's a line drive towards the right field corner, and it is in there and goes all the way to the 314 sign. Rounding first and headed to second, he will stop with a lead-off double for the Colorado Rockies here in the top of the first inning. They were playing him to pull, and he sliced it the other way, and there wasn't anyone for miles. Long run for Francisco Lindor and right to get a handle on that ball. So next up is Ryan Klesko, first baseman, hitting .333, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Runner in scoring position and nobody out. Fouls off the first pitch, strike 1. And just gets a piece of the changeup. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Klesko. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. Strike 3, and that's the first out of the ball game. Here's the replay.
The center fielder, number 24, Willie May.
Next up, for the Rockies is Willie Mays, center fielder, 270, 2 homers, 4 RBIs during this postseason run. Pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Jams him on the inside, fouls it behind home plate. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Say Hey Willie. And he pulls it foul. Count will remain no balls and 2 strikes on Mays. Bronx Knights won game 1 of this World Series 6-4. And he pops it up behind home plate, out of play. Count remains 0-2. Games 3, 4, and 5 will take place at Colorado. And again, he fouls it back. Runner in second, scoring position. No score here in the first inning of Game 2 of the World Series. And it's a pop-up to right. Charging forward is Lindor. He makes the catch for the second out. Starting lineup for the Rockies, Mookie Betts is in right. Ryan Klesko's at first, Willie Mays in center. Juan Soto's in left, Javier Baez is the shortstop. Nate Lowe is the DH, Manny Machado's in third, Craig Biggio's in second, and Carson Kelly is behind the plate and batting ninth. Juan Soto, 333, 4 homers, 9 RBIs in the playoffs. Up there with 2 away and a runner in scoring position. Fastball on the outside corner, 2-seam action, strike one. And he pulls it up the first base line. It is a foul ball. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Soto. And it's a fly ball the opposite field. O'Rourke is there, makes the catch, and they strand the runner at second after a half inning of play here in Game 2 of the World Series. Colorado, nothing. Bronx Knights coming to bat. On the mound for the Colorado Rockies is Cole Hamels, making his 3rd start of the playoffs. He's 0-1, 4.09 ERA. Leading off for the Bronx Knights here in Game 2 of the World Series is Mighty Max Luklitch, the center fielder. He's hitting .283 this postseason. Switch hitter batting from the right side. And he hits a deep drive to left, but playable. And that's out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 away. Starting lineup for the Bronx Knights, Max Luklitch is in center, Don Mattingly at first. The DH today, Chris Ramos. Michael O'Rourke is in left, Jacob Salazar is shortstop. Matthew Saps is the second baseman. Francisco Lindor, an injury replacement, is in right. Anthony Millo is the set catcher, and batting ninth is Matt Termini playing third base. So with 1 away, up steps Don Mattingly, the first baseman, takes low for ball 1. He's hitting .275 during this postseason run. Fouls off the high fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Don Mattingly had 26 homers and 112 RBIs during the regular season. Pitch from Cole is low, ball 2. Dave Lawrence is the man calling balls and strikes. I have no idea if he's a real person. I just hope he does a good job. Here comes the pitch from Cole Hamels. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike. The reigning American League Most Valuable Player, Chris Ramos, is on deck. Here comes the pitch from Hamels. And it's a 1-out walk for Mattingly. And the Bronx Knights have a base runner here in the bottom of the first inning. So the DH today, normally the second baseman, Chris Ramos, hitting .267, a homer and 7 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Hamels. His stats are a far cry from his 66 homers during the regular season. Inside ball 1. He was 2 for 4 with a double in Game 1 of the World Series. Hopefully he's getting back on track. Fouls off the fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mattingly leads off first. And he's late on the two-seam fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, he fouls it up actually fouls it into the Bronx Knights dugout. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Line drive, tags the runner, double play. And the side is retired. So after 1 inning of baseball, a great play by Ryan Klesko at first. There's no score here at Classic Yankee Stadium. So check that, top of the 2nd inning, up steps Javier Baez, the cover boy. He's hitting 200 for this postseason, but has 9 runs batted in the playoffs. In there, strike 1. So Baez obviously is the shortstop for the Colorado Rockies. In real life, he plays for the Chicago Cubs. Pitches outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. High, 2 balls, 1 strike from Joey Pollard. Swing and a miss at the circle change, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. During the regular season, Joey Pollard was 20-4. Got a few votes for the Cy Young Award. And Baez pulls the two-seamer foul, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he went too far. Ball hit the dirt, needed to be thrown to first. Strike him out, throw him out by Millo behind the plate, and there's 1 away here in the top of the 2nd. Next up is the DH, Nate Lowe, hitting .361, 3 homers, 7 runs batted in the playoffs. Here comes the pitch from Pollard. At the knees, according to the home plate umpire, strike 1. Nope. Misses inside with the circle change, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pollard thought that was a strike. Doesn't agree with the call. Just misses with the two-seam fastball, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouls off the changeup, count is 2-2. Hard line drive to center, makes the catch is the center fielder Max Luklitch for out number 2 here in the top of the 2nd. This is game 2 of the World Series, Knights versus Rockies. 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd. Manny Machado, the third baseman, steps up. He has 4 homers and 9 runs batted in during the playoffs. In there, strike 1. Hey there, Wicked. Thank you for joining me. You're just in time. It's still a scoreless ball game here in the 2nd inning. In there for a strike. It's count is no balls and 2 strikes on Manny Machado. Thank you for joining the stream. Always appreciate it. And it's a line drive. Racing over is is Michael O'Rourke, and he misses the play. He makes a big turn at second. Will hold there. It is a 2-out double for Manny Machado. I thought that O'Rourke in left was going to make that catch, but the ball gets by him. I don't know if they're going to credit him with a hit or an error. I think because he didn't make contact with the ball, they're going to give him a 2-out double. So runner in scoring position, and the inning will continue for Craig Biggio, second baseman, Hall of Famer in real life for the Houston Astros. First pitch is in there, 2-seam action, strike 1. Craig is hitting .171 during the playoffs. Misses with the changeup outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. During the regular season, Craig Biggio had 30 homers. And he pulls the fastball down the left field line. That's strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he fouls that behind home plate. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off second here in the top of the second. No score in Game 2 of the World Series. Pitch is low, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that's a deep drive, but it will curl foul. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Misses, and the count will go full, 3-2. On deck is the catcher and number 9 hitter, Carson Kelly. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired. So he gets out of the jam. Runner stranded on second after an inning and a half of baseball here in Game 2 of the World Series. Still no score at Classic Yankee Stadium. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps Michael O'Rourke, the left fielder. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Cole Ramos. Fouls it behind home plate, strike 1. Pulls the line drive down the right field line, out of play. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on O'Rourke. And he went too far, ball was in the dirt, so to strike him out, throw him out for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Next up is the shortstop, Jacob Salazar. He's hitting .326 with 6 RBIs during this postseason run. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Cole Ramos. And he pulls it up the third base line. It is a foul ball. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count is 0-2 on Salazar. Pitch is high. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Salazar had 17 homers and 100 runs batted in during the regular season. Checks his swing, pitch is low, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. You're looking at Classic Yankee Stadium, which was torn down in 2008 and made way for the new Yankee Stadium. And he pulls it up the first base line. Count remains 2-2. And it's low, full count, 3-2. Matt Saps, playing second base today, is on deck. Here comes the full count pitch. And that's a line drive, base hit down the left field line. It will roll all the way into the corner. He turns it first, makes his way to second. Strong throw to second base is not in time. The throw is offline. It's a 1-out double for Jacob Salazar. And the Knights have a runner in scoring position. Love this angle from that low third base angle. And obviously he doesn't hesitate rounding first. Had the throw been on line, maybe it would have been a play, but... So next up is Matthew Saps. Matt is hitting .317, 2 homers, 8 runs batted in during the playoffs. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Matt is a natural second baseman. He's playing second base today, giving Chris Ramos a day off in the field. 2 balls and no strikes. During the regular season, Saps hit 33 homers and 109 runs batted in. And that's a deep drive to center field, but playable for Willie Mays, who makes the catch for out number 2. No advance on the bases. So injury replacement, switch hitter Francisco Lindor hitting .400 for the postseason, a homer, 7 runs batted in. He got the starting job in right field when Benny Lo Cicero was lost, and it's a line drive right at Manny Machado to retire the side. So they get a runner to second, but he remains there. At the end of 2 innings of play here in Game 2 of the World Series, no score in the Bronx. So top of the third, up steps Carson Kelly, the catcher for the Colorado Rockies. He's batting .091 for the playoffs. He is ice cold. But he has his .091 average, and he serves a single into the vacated shortstop hole for a leadoff single here in the top of the third. So you can't go by stats sometimes. Now, they had the shift on. Had the defense been in its normal position, that's where Salazar, the shortstop, would have been standing. So sometimes you live by the shift, you die by the shift. Runner at first, nobody out. Up steps the leadoff hitter, Mookie Betts, who led off the game with a double. Ground ball, nice diving play over to first. Gorgeous play by Matt Termini at third base. Gave up the body. So it functions like a swinging bunt because the runner now moved over to second. Carson Kelly is now at second base with one away here in the third. So next up is Ryan Klesko. Runner in scoring position, one out. He struck out in the first inning. He was 0 for 1. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 95 on the radar gun. Strike one. So Klesko struck out 3 times in Game 1 of the World Series. He's already 0 for 1 today. And that's a line drive to left. Making the catch is O'Rourke in left, and there are 2 away here in the third inning. So, next up is Willie Mays. He flew out in the first. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch from Joey Pollard. Outside corner, strike one. High floating curveball in there for strike two. It looked like a fat breaking ball, but Willie Mays took it for strike two. And he pulls the two-seam fastball down the left field line. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off second. No score here in Game 2 of the World Series. But that may not continue as it's a line drive to center, rounding third and heading home. The throw to the plate is not in time. It is an RBI single by Willie Mays, and the Colorado Rockies have struck first here in Game 2 of the World Series. They lead 1-0 here in the third. Here's the replay. So next up is Juan Soto, who's 0 for 1, runner at first, 2 away. And that's a deep drive on his horse. He makes a brilliant over-the-shoulder catch. Luklitch just saved a run. So they do get a run on the RBI single by Willie Mays, and at the end of 2.5, it's Colorado 1, Bronx Knights 0 here in Game 2 of the World Series. So we go to bottom of the third. Up steps Anthony Millo. He's batting 8th today. Throughout the season, he was the number 9 hitter. Was terrible during the first half. He hit 16 home runs for the season. He's hitting .361 in the playoffs. And he hits a line drive to right on the first pitch, 1 away. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the right fielder for the first out here in the bottom of the third. Mookie Betts makes the catch. So next up is Matt Termini, hitting .195, 3 RBIs during the postseason. He hit .316 during the regular season. But that looks like a line drive, base hit to center field. It's a 1-out single for Termini. And the Knights have a base runner here in the bottom of the third. Let's look at that replay. Took it basically off the carpet and lined it into center. So next up is Max Luklitch, the center fielder. He's 0 for 1. Pitches outside from Cole Hamels, ball 1. He's hitting .278 during this playoff run. He hit .308 during the regular season. Quick throw to first to keep Termini close. 1-0 Colorado here in Game 2. Colorado trails 1-0 here in this best-of-7 series. Late on the fastball, Luklitch lines it foul. Strike 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Checks his swing, but the fastball's in there. Strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Luklitch. Misses outside, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Termini leads off first, 1 away. And he pulls his 12-6 curveball down the left field line. Count remains 2-2. And it's a lazy fly ball to left. He makes the catch for out number 2. No advance on the bases. So next up is the first baseman, Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly walked in the first inning. No official at bat. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Cole Hamels. And that's a speared. Ryan Klesko makes a wonderful catch. Lays out the body, makes the line drive catch to retire the side. So at the end of 3 innings of play, it's 1-0 Colorado here in Game 2 of the World Series. So we go to the top of the 4th. Javier Baez steps to the plate. He struck out in his first at-bat. Joey Pollard deals. At the knees, strike 1. Out in front of the 12-6 curveball, count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Javier. Javier was the cover boy for this version of the MLB The Show 20 baseball game. And he pulls it foul. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. The next version of the game will be The Show 21, has Fernando Tatis as the cover boy. Pitches low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's a lazy pop-up into short right field. Out goes Matthew Saps, makes the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the 4th. So the DH, Nate Lowe, steps up to the plate. He lined out in the 2nd inning to center field. Base is empty, 1 out. And it's a ground ball up the middle, played perfectly. Salazar, long throw in time, 2 away. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by Topps Playing Cards. Joey Pollard is winning that matchup 97-92. However, the matchup that matters, Cole Hamels is currently winning 1-0. So with 2 outs, the 3rd baseman Manny Machado steps to the plate. He had a double in his first at-bat. Pollard sets and delivers. And that's a line drive to left. There is O'Rourke to make the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Joey Pollard. And after 3.5, it's Colorado 1, Bronx Knights 0. Leading off here in the bottom of the 4th is Chris Ramos. He lined out in the first into a double play. Pitches inside off the plate, ball 1. So Chris Ramos hit 66 homers and had 169 runs batted in during the regular season. And that is a ground ball base hit through the box. It's a leadoff single for the Knights here in the top of the 4th. While his production has not been where it was during the regular season, he will take whatever he can get. Pitching is usually much better during the playoffs in the World Series, so a reduction is understandable, but still, people are wondering where his bat went during this playoff run. Next up is Michael O'Rourke. He struck out in the 2nd. Pitches outside, ball 1. He's hitting .318 for the postseason. He was 0 for 2 yesterday. And he pops him up. On the left side, Machado makes the catch for the first out. Next up is Jacob Salazar. He doubled in this first at-bat. He's 1 for 1. Ramos leads off first, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And he skies it towards the dugout. Carson Kelly makes the catch. There's 2 quick outs. Next up is Matt Saps. He flew out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. He's hitting .310 in the playoffs, 2 home runs. Pitches low, ball 1. He had 33 homers in 150 games during the regular season. 2 balls and no strikes on Saps. Saps bounced around the infield for most of the season. He was usually the DH. Today he's at second base. And he fouls off the fastball. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. He had 109 runs batted in during the regular season. That's a line drive. Base hit to right. It will roll all the way into the corner. By the time Mookie Betts gets the ball back to the infield, it's going to be second and third with 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a double for Saps. He just served it the other way over the head of the first baseman and down that right field line and into the corner near that 314 sign. So with 2 runners in scoring position, up steps Francisco Lindor, who's hitting .381 for the playoffs. Fouls off the curveball for strike 1. Lindor is a switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Cole Hamels. And it's a slow bouncer to the third baseman, throws to first in time, and the 2 runners are stranded. At the end of 4 innings of play here in Game 2 of the World Series, Colorado has a 1-0 lead. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Craig Biggio, the second baseman. He's hitting .167 for the playoffs. Struck out in his first at-bat. In there, strike 1. So Joey Pollard's first 2 starts in the playoffs were not all that good. 2-seam fastball in there, strike 2. He won his 3rd start, which helped get the Bronx Knights past the Tampa Bay Rays in the ALCS. And in this his 4th start, he's actually pitching very well. But of course, here in the 5th, he's losing 1-0. And Biggio fouls it down the left field line. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Fouls off the circle change. Misses inside with the 2-seam fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss out in front of the knuckle curve. And that's the first out here in the 5th. Strikeout number 4 for Joey.
Now back, catcher, Carson Kelly.
Way out in front. So with 1 out, up steps Carson Kelly. Singled in his first at-bat. Ground ball up the middle, played perfectly. Saps makes a long throw. In time, 2 away.
Now batting, the right fielder.
So the lineup turns over for the Rockies. Mookie Betts is 1 for 2 with a double. Base is empty, 2 outs. And that's it. Drive to right. Lindor is there, makes the catch. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Joey Pollard after 4.5 innings of play in Game 2 of the World Series. The Rockies have a 1-0 lead. So bottom of the 5th, Anthony Millo hitting .351. He has 2 homers and 11 runs batted in this postseason. He's 0 for 1 today, however. He lined out to right in his first at-bat. And this one, he skies to left. Playable. He makes the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 away.
The batter, number 79.
Next up is Matt Termini. He had a single in the 3rd inning. His 2nd plate appearance. 1 out here in the 5th. And he skies that pitch to Soto in left, but again, playable. 2 pitches, 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, number 39.
Lineup turns over. Max Luklitch is 0 for 2. Steps up to the plate. Base is empty. Low ball 1. Max scored 118 runs during the regular season. He had 39 stolen bases. And that's a deep drive. It's a busy inning for Juan Soto in left field. He will make the over-the-shoulder catch. and retire the side. So 4.5 innings of play. Well, check that. It's an official ball game. 5 innings complete here in game 2. Colorado leads 1-0. So we go to the top of the 6th. Ryan Klesko is up. He's 0 for 2. Fouls off the 2-seamer, strike 1. Yeah, might have been a 3-pitch inning. That shows a little bit of impatience on my part. I need to be a little more patient, but swing and a miss. The circle change count is 0-2 on Klesko. It's a pitcher's duel. 1-0 Colorado. Fouls off the fastball. Count even at no balls. Not even. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Ryan. Ground ball. Diving stop. And he does not make the play. So he keeps the ball in the infield. They're giving him a base hit. The scorer's decision. So it's a leadoff single here in the top of the 6th inning for Ryan Klesko. So next up is Willie Mays. He has an RBI single today. He's responsible for the only run on the scoreboard here in the top of the 6th. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. This is game 2 of the World Series, Knights versus Rockies. That's a deep drive, racing over. He makes the catch, almost collides in the outfield. The right fielder and center fielder, luckily they are okay. And there's only 1 out here in the inning. They might have actually made contact with each other, but Willie Mays is retired. So next up is the left fielder, Juan Soto, who's 0 for 2. He's hitting .317 in the playoffs. Runner at first. Here comes the pitch. He's going. He steals second base. Ryan Klesko does. Pitcher fell asleep. So did, as you can see behind home plate, it was an afterthought to throw to second. So runner is now in scoring position with 1 out for Juan Soto. Inside corner, strike 2. Ground ball up the middle and through. It is a base hit. Rounding third and heading home. Is Ryan Klesko. It's an RBI single. The Colorado Rockies lead game 2, 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. So runner at first. 1 away. Javier Baez is 0 for 6. It's a deep drive. Racing over to right center field is Max Luklitch. He makes the catch for out number 2. No advance on the bases. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And before this goes any further, I'm going to go to the manager's office in the bullpen. And I'm going to get Telly warming, Caleb Smith warming. And I'm going to go to the mound I'm going to send the pitching coach to the mound to ask Joey how he's feeling. And I have a feeling that Nate Lowe is going to be the last batter he will face. Whether he gets him out or not, this is his last batter. Misses Lowe, ball 1. Nate Lowe hit 27 home runs during the regular season. Misses, ball 2. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Thought that was a strike, but not according to the home plate umpire. So it's a 3-0 count. Manny Machado is on deck. Runners at first. 2 down. It's a 2-0 lead. A run across the plate this inning on the single by Juan Soto. Will he have the green light on 3-0? And he does, but luckily for the Knights, he flies out to center and the side is retired. But they do score a run, and after 5.5 innings of play here in Game 2 of the World Series, Colorado leads 2-0. So, before Don Mattingly steps to the plate, I'm going to the manager's office in the bullpen. Righty, Telly Argios. I'm going to put him in the game in the 7th inning. So, bottom of the 6th, leading off is Don Mattingly. Swings and fouls off a high fastball, strike 1. That's a deep drive to right, but playable for Mookie Betts, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Next up is Chris Ramos, 3 for 6 in this series. He has a single today. He's 1 for 2. And he jams him. Pop up, short center field. There is Willie Mays. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Cole Hamels is pitching a brilliant ball game. Michael O'Rourke is 0 for 2. Struck out, popped up. 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitches low, ball 1. During the regular season, Michael had 38 homers and 117 runs batted in. Pitches outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And that's a ground ball, base hit through the box. It's a 2-out single for O'Rourke. So the inning will continue here in the bottom of the 6th for the Bronx Knights. Here's the replay. Next up is Jacob Salazar. Tying run is at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Pitches low, ball 1. Michael O'Rourke had 27 steals during the regular season, and he threw the ball away, but it bounces off of the sidewall and careens right back, ricochets right back to the Klesko at first. So no chance of an advance. Salazar's 1 for 2. Gets a big lead over there at first base. Pitches high, 2 balls and no strikes to Salazar. So like I was saying, O'Rourke has 27 stolen bases on the regular season. I'm sure he might try to swipe a bag. Checks his swing. Count is 3 balls and no strikes. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not. I do not swing on 3 balls and no strikes. That's in there. 3-1. Hitters count. Now the handcuffs are off. Let's see what happens. It's a ground ball to Klesko. Steps on the bag to retire the side. So at the end of 6 innings of play here at Classic Yankee Stadium, Game 2 of the World Series, Colorado leads 2-0. Do you want to change pitches? Yes, I do. Joey Pollard, his day is done. Telly Argios making his 4th appearance. In 3 innings, he's given up 1 run in the postseason. He will face Manny Machado, who's 1 for 2 with a double. While that's happening, in the bullpen, Caleb Smith and Zach Eflin is going to warm up, just to be on the safe side. A righty and a lefty are going to warm up. Telly deals. High strike. Got away with 1. Swing and a miss over the top of the changeup. Out in front. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Machado. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 ties him up inside. There's 1 away here in the 7th. The 2-seam action down and in. Tried to extend his hands. So next up is Carson Kelly, the catcher. Struck out twice today, but that was against Joey Pollard. And it's a slicing line drive out of play, strike 1. I thought this was Carson Kelly. Check that. It's Biggio, Craig Biggio, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2. Out in front of the curveball, strike 2 on Biggio. Tries to jam him, fouls it back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 2nd. 7th. 2-0 lead for Colorado here in Game 2 of the World Series. And again, another foul ball. Way out in front of the curveball. He strikes him out. And there's 2 away. Way out in front. He was expecting a fastball, obviously. So 2 down, bases empty. Now steps Carson Kelly, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Now that makes sense. Comes the pitch from Telly. Strike 1. Just gets a piece of the changeup, nubs it behind home plate. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Kelly. And just gets a piece of the split-fingered fastball to stay alive. Misses down and in, ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. 2-0 lead for Colorado. Bronx Knights lead 1-0 here in this World Series. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and he strikes out the side. Time to get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. 7th inning stretch time. Colorado leads 2-0 here in Game 2 of the World Series. Time to get on my horse. Wear the hitting shoes. Let's go. All right, bottom of the 7th. Matthew Saps steps up to the plate. 2 right-handers are warming in the Rockies bullpen. Saps is 1 for 2 today. Pitches high, ball 1. Yanks it foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. The leadoff man is on here in the bottom of the 7th. A bloop and a blast is what we need. That's the bloop. Where's the blast? Up next is the injury replacement Francisco Lindor, who's playing in place of Benny Locicero, who was lost for the playoffs. Francisco is 0 for 2 today. Breaking ball low, ball 1. He's hitting .364 with a homer and 7 runs batted in during the playoffs, so he has filled in quite nicely. And that's a line drive, base hit to left, and 2 runners will be on here with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tying runs are on base. Cole Hamels, 6 innings, 7 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. That's a great line, but he's responsible for both of those runners. Next up is Anthony Millo, the number 8 hitter today. He's hitting .342, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, but he's 0 for 2 today. He does have a propensity to hit into double plays, so let's see what happens. Outside, ball 1. Two balls, no strikes on Millo. Inside corner, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yanks it foul. Count will even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Anthony. 16 homers, 69 RBIs during the regular season. And that's a line drive, but right there is the right fielder, Mookie Betts. He makes the catch, tagging and going to third is the base runner, so it'll be first and third with 1 away, so that runner at third can score without the benefit of a base hit. Tying runs are on base here for Matt Termini, who's 1 for 2 with a single. He's hitting only .209 for the playoffs. Here comes the pitch from Cole. Outside, ball 1. just gets a piece of the 12-6 curveball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Inside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just found the corner. And it's at the mound. Charging the mound, he tags him out at the plate. There's 2 away. Great play by Carson Kelly. So the shutout holds. Is still 2-0. Here's the replay. Dives forward to tag him. Home plate umpire calls him out. So up next is the leadoff hitter, Max Luklitch. He's 0 for 3. Runners at first and second and 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Fouls it off. Strike 1. Max needs a hit to keep this inning going. And that's a base hit through the box. Rounding third and heading home is the base runner. The throw to the plate is not in time. It's an RBI single by Max Luklitch. And the score is 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Just a slow roller, ground ball with eyes. Second baseman Craig Biggio dives and just comes up short. So that'll be all for Cole Hamels as the manager of the Rockies comes out, takes the ball, makes a call to the bullpen. So close, let's get back in this game. I'm doing the best I can. Let's do this, Wicked. Let's do this. In relief for the Rockies. Taylor Williams, who's pitched twice in the postseason. He's pitched 3 innings, has not given up an earned run. As of yet, this is his 3rd appearance on the mound. He will face Don Mattingly with runners at first and third. The tying run is at third base, 90 feet away. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Score is 2-1 Colorado in the Game 2 of the World Series here in the bottom of the 7th. And that's a deep drive towards right center field. It is a over-the-shoulder catch to retire the side by Willie Mays. But they get a run to cut the lead in half. And at the end of 7 innings of play here in Game 2 of the World Series, the Rockies lead 2-1. So we go to the top of the 8th. Up steps Mookie Betts, who's 1 for 3 with a double. Two-seam fastball, strike 1. Mookie's 1 for 3 in this ball game. Curveball in there, strike 2. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Betts. Waste pitch, change up, outside. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he just gets a piece of the split finger fastball. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pops him up behind home plate. Out of his crouch, Milo jumps, waits for it, makes the catch, and there is 1 away here in the top of the 8th.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Next up is Ryan Klesko, who's 1 for 3 with a single today. And that will be all for Telly. Manager will go to the bullpen and bring in Caleb Smith to pitch to Ryan Klesko. Caleb, this is his 3rd appearance. He has not given up a run in an inning and 1/3 of work. Before we go any further, manager's office, bullpen. Let's go. Jesse Biddle's going to warm up. And just for accountability's sake, this entire season I have played on All-Star for hitting and pitching. Options, gameplay, All-Star, difficulty All-Star. Just so that I can at least say that I showed it once. So, Ryan Klesko, 1 for 3. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Here comes the pitch from Caleb Smith. Pitch is low, ball 1. Fouls off the slider. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike to Klesko. This is Bronx Knights Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Pitch is low. Change up. 2 balls, 1 strike. This is Game 2 of the World Series. Knights lead 1-0 in the best of 7. But right now, they are losing Game 2, 2-1 here in the top of the 8th inning. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike to Klesko. Here's the pitch. And he lines it foul. Count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the slider. The count remains full. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. There's 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Here's the replay. Might not have been a strike, but too close to take. Couldn't get on top of it. Next up is Willie Mays, Hall of Famer. 1 for 3 with an RBI single today. Caleb sets and delivers. Strike 1 at the knees. 93 on the radar gun. Mays is hitting .275, 2 homers, 5 runs batted in during the postseason. And he pulls the slider foul. 2 quick strikes on Mays. And he pops it up short center field. Out goes Matthew Saps. He makes the catch to retire the side. So Caleb Smith does the job. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 1-run ball game here in Game 2 of the World Series. Colorado leads 2-1. Leading off is the reigning American League Most Valuable Player, Chris Ramos. He has a single today. He's 1 for 3. He's hitting .271 in the postseason. Switch hitter turns around and bats from the left side against Taylor Williams. Outside corner, strike 1. His bat has been suspiciously absent the entire postseason run. He had .361 during the regular season. Backs him off the plate. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. The fans are waiting for Ramos's moment here in the playoffs. High, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 right-handers warming in the Colorado bullpen, Fernando Romero and Koji Yokoyama. 2 balls, 1 strike on Ramos. Here comes the pitch from Williams. And that ball is high. It is far. It is gonzo. We have ourselves a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 8th as Chris Ramos hits his first homer of the World Series. Oh, yeah. 66 in the regular season, now 1 in the World Series. It was about time, Ramos. It's about time. Boom. Brand new ball game here on the bottom of the 8th. Now we go to the manager's office in the bullpen, and we will lefty, righty, lefty. We will sit down Zach. Zach is going to sit down, and we're going to warm up Carlos. We're going to warm up John Smoltz, just in case we get ourselves a lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Because then John Smoltz will come in and pitch the top of the 9th. Michael O'Rourke is up. Pitches outside, ball 1. So Game 2 of the World Series is tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Checks his swing. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
That's ball 3.
So, gives up the home run to Ramos. Now a 3-0 count. Will he have the green light? No, he will not. I do not swing on 3-0. Controller is down. Inside corner, strike 1. So, hitters count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. 2-2 lead. 2-2 tie. And he grounds it to Klesko. Flips it to the pitcher covering. Williams steps on the bag, and there is 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Nice play by both the first baseman and the pitcher covering. Next up is Jacob Salazar, shortstop. Switch hitter, hitting from the left side. Pitch is high and inside, ball one. Salazar is 1 for 3 in the game. And he skies it to left, but it is slicing out of play for strike number 1. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Salazar had 17 home runs during the regular season. Foul tip into the glove, strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Salazar. And that's a line drive which might find its way in there. It is a brilliant diving catch by Willie Mays for the second out. What a catch. They just need to show a replay of that. Give credit where credit's due. So with 2 down, up steps Matthew Saps. 2 for 3 with a single and a double. He had 33 homers during the regular season. And it's ground ball up the middle and through, and the inning will continue with a 2-out single for Saps. So, switch hitter Francisco Lindor, the right fielder today, 1 for 3, steps up from the left side and hits a line drive, base hit to right. First and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The go-ahead run is at second base in scoring position.
Number 43.
Next up is Anthony Millo. 0 for 3 today. 2 runners on, 2 away. Go-ahead run is at second base. And he swings and hits the first pitch sky high center field. Check that, sky high infield. Ryan Klesko makes the catch to retire the side, but they tied the ball game. And we will go to the top of the 9th inning here in Game 2 of the World Series, knotted at 2. Leading off is Juan Soto, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He faces Caleb Smith. First pitch here in the 9th. Swinging to miss the fastball, strike 1. Misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. He swings and misses out in front of the slider. Count is quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes on Soto. And he lines it the other way, and it will head for the corner. He makes a turn at first and heads to second. It's a leadoff double for Juan Soto. They had the shift on. He hits it the other way, and it's a leadoff double. Oh, heartbreaker. So runner in scoring position for the Colorado Rockies with nobody out here in the top of the 9th. Delino DeShields Jr. pinch hits for Juan Soto to get some extra speed on the bases. In case of a single, they want to make sure that he scores. Next up is Javier Baez, who's 0 for 3, and that'll be all for Caleb Smith. Bullpen. John Smoltz is coming in the ballgame. Not for the save, but to hold it right where it is. Because they know if they win this game, they go to Colorado up 2-0. They know how important this game is. There's a big difference between a 2-0 lead and a 1-1 tie heading on the road. John Smoltz is the closer, Hall of Famer from the Atlanta Braves. Here comes the pitch to Baez. In there, strike 1. Swinging and miss the split finger fastball. Count is quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes. Swinging and miss the slider. He strikes him out swinging. 1 away. Couldn't lay off. Next up is Nate Lowe, 0 for 3 today. Has 3 homers in the postseason, hitting from the left-hand side. Swinging to miss the fastball, 97 on the radar gun, strike 1. Runner in scoring position is the go-ahead run at second. Top of the 9th inning, Game 2 of the World Series, tied at 2 apiece. Nate Lowe slices it down the left field line, out of play. 2 strikes on the batter. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out swinging 2. And there's 2 away. The crowd is going crazy with their terrible towels.
The third base, number 13, Manny Machado.
So with 2 outs, up steps Manny Machado, who's 1 for 3 with a double. He has 4 homers in this postseason. Hard ground ball past Termini at third. Stopping at third is the base runner. It'll be first and third. It's going to second. Throw to second is in time. Side is retired. Nice play by Millo at catcher. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. The score is still tied at 2 apiece. What a defensive play by Anthony Millo. Heads up out there.
Your attention, please.
Delano DeShields takes over in left field for Juan Soto here in the bottom of the 9th.
Left, number 1.
And on the mound is Rob Nen, who is 0-1 in this playoffs. He pitched an inning and gave up 2 runs. This is his 3rd appearance. Pitch on Gaming, you have a new follower. Thank you so much for the follow, much appreciated. Bottom of the 9th here in Game 2 of the World Series. Matt Termini's 1 for 3, he singled in the 3rd inning. Here we go. Swing and a miss, the slider out in front, strike 1. 2 right-handers warming in the Rockies bullpen. Fernando Romero and Nick Goody. Getting loose. Count is no balls and 1 strike on Termini. Pitch is low. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Rob Nen sets and delivers. And that's a line drive, but right at Biggio at second for the first out here in the bottom of the 9th. Next up is the leadoff man, Max Luklitch, who's 1 for 4 with an RBI single today. Switch hitter turns around and bats from the left side against Nen. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Welcome to the stream. This is Bronx Knights Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. This is the World Series. Do you smell that? Sounds like the World Series on a Monday night tonight. Yes. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on Max Luklitch, the center fielder. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. And he skies it to center. Shallow. Easy play for the center fielder, and there are 2 away. Welcome to the show, Outlander. Always welcome. Don Mattingly steps up, 2 away, bottom of the 9th. Game 2 of the World Series. Bronx Knights are up 1-0 in this best-of-7 series. And he slices it the other way. It's a quick inning for Rob Nen. The side is retired, and we're going to extra innings here in the World Series, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 10th coming. This ball game is tied at 2. Oh, yeah. It sounds like the World Series. So, top of the 10th. Up steps Craig Biggio, who is 0 for 3. He's 0 for 6 in the World Series so far. He has to face John Smoltz in his 2nd inning of work. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Before we go any further, manager's office and bullpen, I'm going to warm up Zach Eflin again, just in case, because I can't run my closer out there for more than 2 innings. I'm a little mad. My phone never notified. Well, I do apologize. I put a notification a half an hour beforehand on Twitter, and I put a notification in the Discord. High and tight. Count as 2 balls and no strikes on Biggio. Checks his swing, split finger fastball in there, strike 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Craig Biggio. Biggio is a Hall of Fame second baseman for the Houston Astros in real life. Here comes the pitch from Smoltz. And he hits it upstairs behind home plate, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup, and he strikes him out. 1 out here in the 10th. He wants to know from the umpire if it was a strike. Doesn't give him an answer. It's kind of disrespectful. So next up, Carson Kelly, the number 9 hitter, 1 for 3 with a single. Smoltz deals. Just misses outside with the fastball. Smoltz thought that one was a strike, but not according to the home plate umpire. Splitter in there. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Kelly. And he waits on the slider but fouls it off. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls it behind home plate. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 10th. Tied here in Game 2 of the World Series. Knights versus Rockies. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. And there's 2 away. No need to apologize. It's my phone's fault. No, I'm just letting you know that I did make an attempt to try to let my friends and family know that Game 2 of the World Series was going live. That's Carson Kelly swinging and missing. Next up is the leadoff man, Mookie Betts. 1 for 4 with a double today. He's hitting a $190 during the playoff run. Fouls it off, strike 1. I have news for you. Win or loss, Game 3 of the World Series will happen this evening. I need to take an hour or 2 break, have dinner, take care of a couple of things around the house, but another game will happen tonight. So if you're interested, Game 3 will be tonight. Swing and a miss. And there's 2 strikes on Mookie. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Strike him out. Throw him out. Side is retired. So we go to the bottom of the 10th. It's extra innings in the World Series. Game 2 tied at 2 apiece. Leading off, the reigning American League most valuable player, who just hit a home run in his last at-bat to tie the game at 2. He will face Rob Nen here in the bottom of the 10th. That's a line drive, 1 hopper in the hole. Javier Baez throws in time. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the bottom of the 10th. Welcome to the stream. This is Bronx Knights Baseball, Game 2 of the World Series. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Up next is the left fielder, Michael O'Rourke, who's 1 for 4 with a single. Rob Nen sets and delivers. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Strike 1, 96 on the radar gun. Checks his swing, pitch was inside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on O'Rourke. Michael had 38 home runs during the regular season. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. The shortstop Jacob Salazar is on deck. 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th. And it's a walk, so free base runner. 1 out here in the first, in the bottom of the 10th. Up steps the switch hitting shortstop, Jacob Salazar, who's 1 for 4 with a double today, 4 for 9 in the World Series so far. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty men. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off, strike 1. Michael O'Rourke had 27 stolen bases during the regular season, leading off first. Does not have a big lead over there. Split finger fastball in there. Salazar's quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes. And it's a fly ball to right center field. Back goes Willie Mays near the track, makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 2. O'Rourke retreats back to first. So with 2 outs, up steps Matthew Saps, who's 3 for 4 today. He's hitting .356 during the postseason. He had 33 homers during the regular season. Quick throw to first. He had 109 runs batted in during the regular season. Here comes the pitch from Nen. And he's late on the breaking ball. Skies it to right. Mookie is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. We'll go to the 11th. Extra innings baseball here in the World Series. Game 2. Colorado and the Bronx Knights tied. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me. So, top of the 11th. Up steps Ryan Klesko, the first baseman. 1 for 4 with a single. Smoltz is still out there, surprisingly. Everyone from the Outlander Show is here now. Well, welcome one, welcome all from the Outlander Show. Much appreciated. Thank you. And he swings and golfs it down the right field line. Francisco Lindor near the line. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the 11th. Francisco Lindor is an injury replacement for the starter Benny Locicero, who hit 128 RBIs. Anyway, 1 away here in the top of the 11th. Up steps Willie Mays, who's 1 for 4. The pitch from Smoltz. Outside corner, strike 1, 98 on the radar gun. It's a 2-2 tie here in Game 2 of the World Series. Ground ball to Mattingly. Decides to take it himself. Foot race to the bag. He wins 2 away. So the pinch runner who took over in left field for Juan Soto, Delino DeShields, is now getting his first at-bat in the postseason with 2 outs in the top of the 11th inning. Outside corner, strike 1. Misses with the slider. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So this is Bronx Knights baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Checks his swing, but in there, oh, better yet, the home plate umpire says he went too far. Strike 2. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. The hometown crowd is on their feet. And it is a lazy fly ball to left center field. Racing over is O'Rourke. He makes the catch to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 11th here in Game 2 of the World Series. This ball game is tied at 2. Taking over in relief is Nick Goody. He's made 5 appearances in the postseason. He has no record. 4 1/3 inning. 4.15 earned run average. And he will face Francisco Lindor, switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Goody to lead off the bottom of the 11th. Swinging to miss over the top of the changeup, strike 1. And that's a line drive. That's could be over. It is off the top of the wall. He rounds first and heads to second. It's a leadoff double for Francisco Lindor. And the tying run, the winning run, pardon me, is in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the 11th. That was inches from being a game-winning home run. Next up is Anthony Millo, who's 0 for 4 today. He's hitting .325 with 11 runs batted in during the postseason. A single will win this game. Pitch is inside, ball 1. In the dirt, count is 2 balls and no strikes to Anthony Millo. And it is a lazy fly ball to right center field. Mookie makes the catch. Tagging and heading to third is Francisco Lindor. It's offline. So now the winning run is at third base with only 1 out, meaning that they can win this Game 2 matchup in the World Series without the benefit of a base hit. Up next is Matt Termini. He's 1 for 4 with a single. The infield is in. Here comes the pitch from Nick Goody. Low, ball one. Runner leads off. Third is Lindor. Third baseman Matt Termini is at the plate. And that's a deep fly ball. This could do it. Delino DeShields makes the catch. Tagging is Lindor to the plate. He scores, and the Bronx Knights win Game 2 of the World Series 3-2 and take a commanding 2-0 lead here in this World Series matchup between the Bronx Knights and the Colorado Rockies. They will go to Colorado with a 2-0 lead here in this best-of-7 series. Here's the replay of the sacrifice fly and run batted in by third baseman Matt Termini to win Game 2. Woo-wah! Oh, yes! Woo! Ah. Hey, listen, from your mouth to God's ears, from your keyboard to God's computer screen, Outlander. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, but they now have a 2-0 lead. The player of the game is Chris Ramos, who hit the game-tying home run in the 8th inning to tie the game at 2 apiece. Before that sacrifice fly would win the game in the bottom of the 11th at 3-2. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. So the player of the game is Chris Ramos. During the regular season, Chris Ramos hit .361, hit 66 homers, and 169 runs batted in to lead the American League in all categories. And he is the reigning American League most valuable player. So far, he's been largely absent in the postseason. But today, he made his mark. He is the player of the game. So, John Smoltz, the closer, with the win. Nick Goody with the loss. Bronx Knights, 3 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. Colorado Rockies, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. In 11, the win goes to the Bronx Knights. Thank you so much for watching. This is Bronx Knights Baseball. My original goal was to play a 162-game schedule. No skipped innings, no simulated games, a created franchise, all on YouTube, and I did that. And now, of course, after a regular season, it's time for the playoffs. Bronx Knights advanced past the Minnesota Twins in the divisional round. They got past the Tampa Bay Rays in the championship. And now it's time for the World Series. That was just Game 2 that you watched. Game 3 will be on later tonight. I need an hour or so to get myself together, eat some dinner. It's the East Coast, got to have some dinner with the wife. But if you're interested in watching Game 3 at Colorado to see if they take a commanding 3-0 lead in this best-of-7 series, have a look. I'll be on. Best way to do it is to subscribe to the channel on YouTube and click that little notification icon, that little bell, and that way you'll get an alert on your phone. So the final here, Game 2 of the World Series. Bronx Knights win in 11, 3-2. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself an absolutely great night.